Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. So I want to briefly talk about the joy and art of giving. The joy and art of giving. About 2 weeks ago, I learned a very valuable lesson about the art and joy of giving. So a friend of mine called me, and she mentioned to me that there were a group of girls that were coming to participate in a 2-week retreat at a resort that she and her husband own. It's 135 acres of beautiful land, lake, walking paths, all that good stuff. So she called me and she mentioned to me that a group of girls from DC were coming up, and she wanted me to come up and do some beading with the girls. But there was one caveat. The caveat was that they could not pay me. So initially my response was, no. Been there, done that. I have been at a point in my career where I have been of service, given things away, chosen what organizations and what groups I want to offer my services to. And so I felt a little put off that somebody else would decide who I was to offer my services to. And I'm just keeping it real and being real authentic, you all. So initially I was like, no, I don't think I can do that. I don't think that my ancestors would ask me to do that at this point in my career. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about, because what I do is not about money. But it was the idea that somebody else would decide that I would do something on a volunteer basis. It wasn't about the money. It was just the fact that somebody else had decided that I should do this volunteer service. So they gave me all the reasons why it was just such a good opportunity and why I should do it, and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. So initially, like I said, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Hung up the phone. I said, let me think about it. Hung up the phone. I heard this little voice in the back of my head said, you're going to do it. And you're going to do it graciously. And you're going to do it with joy. And so I knew it was my ancestors talking to me. And so, of course, I took it to my altar, because that's what I should have did in the first place. I should have gone to my altar and asked my ancestors if this is something that they wanted me to do. But my ego got in the way. And my ego drove. And my ego said, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Long story short, of course, ancestors said, yes, you will do it. It's not a question about whether you will do it or not. You will do it. Let me tell you all, it was one of the most rewarding experiences I have had in my life. So many reasons why it was rewarding. 13 girls from DC coming down to the country to experience country life, and just experiencing it through their eyes of what it's like to be away from home with all that freedom, with all that, nature, and, all the no family adults peering over your shoulder and watching what you do and all that good stuff. But it was just, it was so rewarding. It was so rewarding, like I said, from a lot of perspectives. But I saw myself between the age of 10 and 16, trying to navigate this life with all my stuff. And so I'm grateful that ancestors told me that I was going to do it. I'm grateful that I have a source that I can go to, that I don't have to question whether I should or shouldn't do something. But I have a foundation that guides my life, and I trust it. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my friend that called me and thought that I would be a wonderful asset to these young girls' lives. I'm grateful to the counselors that came along with these girls and that spend their time and energy to be with these girls at a nominal to pretty much nothing fee. And so it was just really a rewarding experience. So I guess all I'm saying is, you know, service is not about money. For me, that was my takeaway. Service is not about money. Yes, it's good to be compensated for what you do, but sometimes you just have to go with your heart and your spirit and not let it be about money. The caveat for me was I took away quite a lump sum of money as a result of the counselors supporting my work. I probably made more than what I would have charged them had I asked for a fee. Go figure. Always providing. Yeah, always providing. Ashe! Ashe.